Hello everybody, it's Catherine again from Jane Catherine on Books, and here is my fourth and final part of my March Mystery Madness TBR. As you may recall, going back to my first selection, I like to mood read, so I didn't just want to set myself 6 only. I wanted to give myself a wider choice, so that not necessarily saying I've got to read 24 books in March. I can still only read the 6, but at least I've got a little bit more choice throughout the different I'm trying to think of the word, you know, the different media. So for example, physical books, library books, e-reader books, that sort of thing. So I've chosen here Cozy Crime on my e-reader. As you know, Cozy Crime are a big favourite of mine. I find them very relaxing. I find them easy to read, and they've got a good feel factor to them, which at times, you know, if we're having a tough time in our daily lives, then sometimes we need a bit of something give us a good feel factor. So without further ado, these are the 6 I've chosen on my Kindle for Cozy Crime choices. I am going to do later on in the month, I'm going to do a choose 6. I'm going on a library mystery hunt in our local library to see if I can find 6 there, just not even knowing what I'm looking for. I'm just going to turn up and see if I can find 6 mysteries, which I should be able to do. We'll do that later in the month. So I'm not forgetting our support for the libraries. So here we go. First one is Mrs. Fix-It Mysteries. And actually this is a 15, I couldn't believe this. I mean, I'm hoping they're going to be good because they're only 99 pence. And these are written by Belle Knudsen, and 15 in the set. Now, you know, if you haven't got the funds at the moment, you know, you could, within that 15 book set, I'm sure you can find one book that will meet all 6 of the challenges for March Mystery Madness, and 99 pence for 15. So I hope that they're not going to all be a load of rubbish, and I shouldn't, you know, be so unkind as to think that, because that's not fair to the author. But you know, sometimes you think, why am I getting 15 books for 99 pence? So let's hope that I can prove that thought wrong. That comes under the category of shelf. That's now on my Kindle shelf. Next, and this comes under new. Now for this, I've decided this is a new start. The premise of this book is all about somebody moving, a family moving to start afresh, and they move next door, I believe, to Mrs. Saint and her gang of detectives. And this is by Julie Lawson Timmer. And yeah, I can't wait for this one. This sounds a little bit like, I don't know how old they are. It's I think they're probably middle-aged to elderly ladies in this gang of Mrs. Saints. So I'm quite looking forward to this. I don't know, I was trying to remember earlier what it was reminding me of, and there was a film. Oh, I can't, I'll have to look it up and link it, put it on here. It was in London, and there was an uprising against the zombies that were attacking the earth, and it was a comedy really, but it was all these old people from an old people's home who all ganged together to be this gang of they weren't, well, I suppose they were like detectives, but they were going to go and sort out all these zombies, and it just reminds me of that. I can't think what it was called actually.
Courtny versus zombies.
Oh, thank you, David. David remembers. He's got a better memory than me. Courtnys versus zombies. There were many famous faces in there, famous actors and actresses. And I don't know, it just reminds me of that. Probably nothing like that. But I just liked the sound of that. You see, the thing with cozies for me, the cozy crime, cozy mysteries, they just make you smile and laugh, and always there's something to to joke about, I suppose. So next is foreign, and I've decided to choose a translated cosy crime. So that's quite interesting to come across a translated piece in this genre, and this is Death in August. The next one is historical, and this is set in 1929, and it's Death at the Manor by Selina Grace. And this is part of the Asharton Manor series. Now, I've not seen this before. Again, this was, I think it was one of the 99p deals. And yeah, I think there's been a murder at Asharton Manor. So that'll be interesting to see what happens there. Then, under Borrow. Now, as many of you know, MC Beaton is one of my favourites for cozies. She writes my favourite Hamish Macbeth series, which is up in Scotland in the Shetland Isles, and she does the Agatha Raisin series, and she also does some mini-series about ladies who lunched, ladies who grew up in Victorian Edwardian times. And I found this is one of hers, and I just had to get this because as soon as I saw the title I thought, yes, we're definitely having that for Borrow. And guess what? It's called Something Borrowed, Something Dead. So what can you say about that? I never thought that I'd find something with borrow in the title. Because you keep thinking, oh, you know, borrow from a friend or a library or a neighbour or whatever. But yeah, I'm really excited to read this. So it'll be on the usual cosy mystery style of MC Beaton. Very tongue-in-cheek, very funny. I love her. So we might well get to that one. And then finally, opposite. So I've managed to find a middle grade book on my Kindle that's a cozy, and it's got opposites in the title. So, you know, I haven't got to read two books that have got opposite things in them. They're both in the same title, and it's called The Stories of Wizards and Witches. And this is by Enid Blyton. Now, I've never read this. I mean, I grew up with Enid Blyton. I thought I'd read every book she'd ever written. But no, I've not seen this one, The Stories of Wizards and Witches. So, looking forward to dipping into that one and seeing what to make of it. I mean, Enid Blyton are classed as quite old-fashioned stories now. I mean, you know, I was growing up in the 60s and 70s, and they were very much of the day. They were very much represented everyday life in Britain. And, you know, we've come a long way from the 60s and 70s, and Enid Blyton does get quite, well, I don't know, I think you've got to look at it in its place and how life was in those days. You know, we're only just moving forward with a lot of issues to do with diversity. So, you know, this was excellent writing of its time. I loved them. It didn't, a lot of people think that, you know, it was very sexist. The man went out to work, the woman stopped at home, and you know, there was no full representation of ethnic minorities, etc. But that's because that's not what Britain was like in those days. It wasn't purposefully, in my opinion, it wasn't purposely trying to exclude people. That's just how it was. So I really do enjoy them, but you can see, you know, you can see that they are quite dated if you look at them now as a, you know, an adult now looking at them in what we've got on offer in today, you know, that's been offered to kids today, and how we're working very hard to live in a diverse world. But I'm very much looking forward to that, to these wizards and witches, and we'll see what Odinid's got to come up with. So there we go, I'm excited. That's another 6. So there's 12 altogether on my Kindle. I've got 6 cozies, I've got 6 general fiction, we've got 6 short stories, and we've got 6 physical books with a full mixture. So there ends my 4, what's the word I want to say? I think I'm getting tired now. I've done too many, looked at too many book lists. There are my 4 posts for my March TBR for hashtag March Mystery Madness, and I'm not sure what I'm going to choose. As I say, I'm going to mood read, I'm going to dip in and out. I will make sure I fulfill all 6 of the challenges, but who knows, you know, one day it'll be something off my Cozy Crime e-reader list, another day it'll be one of my physical copies. So I hope you like this idea. I hope it gives you a bit more of a way of mood reading still, fulfilling the challenges and not feeling that you're just stuck to 6 books. I'm looking forward to doing it this way. And then again later on in the month I'm going to have 6 choices from the library to pick from as well. So yeah, join in with the excitement. Don't forget to look down below for all the information about hashtag March Mystery Madness and all the information about all the other lovely hosts, and go and check everybody out and join in with the fun. So see you again later on. Bye for now.